Hello students, we are discussing about different methods of transfer of heat. We have already discussed conduction that takes place in solids. Now, today we will discuss about convection. Convection occurs in case of liquids and gases. The transfer of heat in liquid and gas is called convection. The molecules of liquid or gases that are near the source of heat get heated first. They become light due to the heat and move upward. The cold particles, being heavier, take the place, and this process continues until the whole liquid or the gas gets heated. That is why the area above the flame of the candle always feel hot, but the area on the sides of the candle does not. Now, we will try to understand this with the help of this activity. You can see a kettle having water is there. It is kept with the stove open. Now you can see here the liquid which is in contact with the water gets heated, and the molecules, because they become light on getting heated, they rise, and the colder molecules of the water, they are heavier and they come down. In this way, a kind of convection current is created. So this is how the transfer of heat takes place in case of liquids with the help of convection. Again, I am explaining this. You can see this is a kettle having water, and now here you can see the water which is nearby the flame, it gets heated up. On heating, it becomes lighter and it rises up, and then the cold water which is heavy, it comes down, and in this way the whole water in the kettle gets heated up. It gets heated because of the convection. It means the heat is transferred in liquid by means of convection. Not only in liquid but in case of gases also. So today we have learned that the method of transfer of heat in solids is called conduction, and the method of transfer of heat in case of liquids and gases is called convection. Now we will understand this with the help of one more activity. This is the experiment based on convection, where you need Bunsen burner, tripod stand, beaker, and crystals of potassium permanganate. Now what is the method? Fill a beaker with water. Now you have to gently place few crystals of potassium permanganate. They are pinkish in color. You can see in the picture also. Now put the beaker over a candle, over a flame, and we have to record our observation. Once the water gets heated, the water which is in close contact of the flame, it gets heated up. The water becomes lighter and it tries to move upward. And why we have put the potassium permanganate? Because it is having pink color and the movement of the water will be visible, because water is transparent. So if we don't put this potassium permanganate, then the movement of the water won't be visible, or you can say the convection current which is created in the water won't be visible. That's why we have put and we have used crystals of potassium permanganate, so that we can see that water which is lighter, it moves upward. Why it is lighter? Because it is heated up. And the colder water, it comes down, it settles down, and in this way a convection current is created, and ultimately the whole beaker gets heated up. When the beaker is kept on the flame, the water in contact with the bottom of the beaker gets warm. As hot water is lighter than cold water, it rises up to the surface. Water from the sides moves to take its place. Meanwhile, hot liquid at the surface begins to cool. It again sinks, it goes down to the bottom. This movement sets up circulating streams of hot and cold water, known as convection current. This results in heating the entire volume of water in the beaker. So you can see in this given picture how the water which is in contact with the beaker, with the flame, it gets heated up, it moves upward, and the cold water comes downward. Okay, so why we have used this crystal of potassium permanganate, so that we can see convection current. Thank you very much.